A DIY home security system is a great way to monitor your house. Know who's coming and who's going, if the alarm is set or not. Well, in today's video, we're going to be going over some really cool things that you did not know you could do with your DIY home security system. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Steve from the YouTube channel Steve Does, and I want to thank you for joining me here at reviews.org. So whether you currently have a security system or you are researching on getting one, boy, are you in the right place. Now, the topic of today's video are things that you did not know you could do with a home security system. Now, it's pretty obvious with a home security system, what you're gonna do for a DIY one is you're gonna go out, you're gonna buy a package or a bundle that is sold by, Simply Safe, FrontPoint, Ring, ADP, any of those big names out there. You're gonna buy their bundles and it's gonna come with a lot of stuff in it, mostly sensors. Set up those sensors around your house. When you leave the house, you're gonna set your alarm system, and that way if anyone breaks into your house, opens a door or window, the police are gonna get called out and your house is gonna be nice and safe and secure. But other than that, what else can you do with these systems that you spend so much money on? That is what we're gonna be talking about in today's video. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like this one. Now with that said, let's get started. So I'm gonna start off slow with some of these and then I'm gonna work my way up to some of my favorite ones. But to kick it off, we are gonna be talking about self-monitoring your systems. Now, most people, when they get their systems, know that typically there is going to be some kind of subscription fee that you have to pay for these systems. And what that subscription fee typically gets you is 24/7 monitoring. Meaning that if there is ever a break-in, this monitoring system will call the police, the ambulance, whatever alarm is going off, letting you know. But if you want to completely skip that subscription service, you can monitor your system yourself. Now, you are taking a risk here because you do have to be vigilant checking your phone anytime you get a notification in. If an entry sensor was tripped off or a fire alarm was going off, it is going to be up to you to get the appropriate services called. Police, fire, anything like that. But if a monthly subscription is preventing you from getting a security system, just know that you can get an unmonitored system that you typically don't have to pay monthly fees for. Now, with most systems these days, you're gonna get an app to monitor your home. Whether you're gonna be turning your alarm on and off, giving access to other people, checking your cameras, or maybe just checking the overall status of your house, you get a nice little app to do all of that stuff in. But a lot of these systems out there also provide web portals for you to log in through a website. And a lot of times with these web portals is they're gonna give you a little bit more functionality that you're gonna be able to get through the app. For example, when I was testing out the FrontPoint system, I was having some issues with the cameras that I got. The resolution was just really low. I wasn't happy with it. When I would take a look in the app, there wasn't really anything I could do to adjust it. When I would off-port that image, I saw that my camera was only recording in a 720p, which is not the best resolution and not the 1080p these cameras can do. I reached out to their customer service and they let me know that if I logged in through the web portal on the website, I got so many more options for adjusting the camera. So I could change the resolution from 720p to 1080p, all the way down to 480p. I could adjust the refresh rates. I could adjust the record length. All of that stuff that I was not able to do in the app, I could do from the web portal. Now, another cool thing that you can do through the web portal is you can also view any cameras that you have. So if you have any cameras set up through FrontPoint or ADT, those you can all view from their web portal website. Now, another thing that you might not realize is that in addition to getting door and window sensors, getting an alarm box, getting motion sensors, is that you can also pick up sensors for environmental factors. Now, these are pretty cool because instead of just monitoring the outside of your house for a burglary, you can also monitor the inside of your house to find out what is going on. Now, I'm talking about things like smoke and CO detectors. We've also got room temperature detectors, humidity, and also air quality. So these are all things that can be monitored through certain systems out there. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to mention is customizing the names of your sensors. So with a lot of the systems that I've received out there, we've got Blue by ADT, we've got FrontPoint, we've got Simply Safe. When those systems came to me, when I got the bundles, they already had pre-programmed names into them. But they were things like door 1, door 2, window 1, window 2, window 25. I mean, depending on how many sensors that you have. But I would recommend going into the app or either the web portal and updating these names. So as you're placing them around your house, label the room that they are in. So maybe living room window 1, living room window 2. Update these all throughout your house, and this is going to give you a much better experience when you get notifications on your phone or you're trying to set up automations down the road. You're going to know exactly which one goes where. Because if I get a notification that says window 38 was just open, I don't remember which one I set up as window 38. So setting up custom names for your sensors are going to help you a lot when you get those notifications. All right, next I wanted to talk about setting up custom notifications. So on the FrontPoint website, it states that notifications are widely underutilized by their customer base. And I probably safe to say that that's for most customers out there who have DIY home security systems. And with custom notifications, you can set up things for a notification when a certain door or maybe a cabinet in the house are opened. When that happens, you can set up a custom notification specific for that cabinet or door in your house. Now, in addition to that, there are some systems out there that allow you to set up voice notifications. So with some of the systems out there, if a door or a window open, the base station will chime. You'll get a little chime knowing that a contact sensor was either opened or closed, but that doesn't really give you an idea of which one was open or closed. When I was playing around in the FrontPoint system, you can set up voice notifications. So when the front door or living room window 1 is open, that is what the base station is going to say. Front door open, front door closed, as opposed to just dinging and me not knowing what it is. Now, in addition to setting up custom notifications, you can also send out notifications through text or email. So instead of you being the only one to get notified, you can have other people outside of your network get notified of any issues that might be happening. This is going to be great for a vacation house, or say you're monitoring another house, maybe your elderly parents, and you want to get notifications on their system sent to you. You can do it here by setting up custom notifications. Now, a really cool thing with some of these systems out there is not only do they work in their own ecosystem, but they can work with other protocols out there. And those other protocols will be things like Zigbee and Z-Wave. If you find other devices out there, maybe a motion sensor that is not specific to your brand, but your brand supports a Z-Wave contact sensor or a flood sensor or a smoke detector, all of those can integrate into your system. But one thing to mention is that even though it is maybe Z-Wave and your system supports Z-Wave, they might not all be compatible. If you do connect a compatible device, within the app of that device, you should be able to control that compatible device. So if, say, I have a thermostat and I connect that to my system, within that system's app, I should be able to adjust my thermostat, up, down, set modes, all of that good stuff. But if I connect a device that is maybe the same protocol that is not supported in my app, it might come up as an unknown device. Typically, if it comes up as an unknown device, it's only going to give you basic on-off functionality. So if you try to connect maybe a smart light bulb or a smart switch or a smart plug, but it cannot detect that exact brand that you bought, it might just give you the option to turn it on and off, but you won't be able to adjust brightness or anything like that depending on the device. All right, the next feature that I wanted to bring up is geofencing. Now, geofencing can be kind of controversial depending on how paranoid you are, but within, say, like the iPhone app, you can set up location services, which means that your app can track you. It can tell if you've left an area or if you're starting to come home, and what it can do is it can set up different triggers to happen. For example, with some systems, if I set up geofencing and I leave my house and I drive however far away I have my invisible fence set up, maybe that's a mile, maybe that's 2 miles away from my house, I will get a notification on my phone if I forgot to arm my system. From there, it'll let me go into the app and arm the system as I'm on my way out. And this is a great feature right here because a lot of times I do forget to arm my system, but having that pop up on my phone once I have left is a great, cool little feature and something that you can set up with geofencing. Now, other things that you can do with geofencing is you can have other things trigger as you are coming home or leaving. Say if I leave the house, I can set something up to turn off all the lights once it detects that I have left my house. Or if I am coming home, as I get closer to my house, I can have it do things like open up the garage, maybe unlock the doors or turn on certain lights at certain times of the day. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do if you turn on location services and use your geofencing feature that is built into the native app of your system. Okay, so now we're getting into some of the things that I enjoy here. So that is going to be things like integrating with Google, Amazon, maybe even HomeKit if your system is capable of that. But in addition to all of those big name brands, you can also integrate with IFTTT, which stands for if this then that. And it is a cool free application that you can set up to integrate systems together to set up different routines and automations. So like some of the examples that I just gave for geofencing, if your system doesn't natively support that, you can set it up through IFTTT. So there is a location service within there that can connect your system to your phone. And as you leave certain areas, it can trigger certain things. So for example, if I set up Blue by ADT, and if I leave the house, I can set up an IFTTT function to automatically turn on my iRobot and vacuum my house once I have left. Or another example that you can use IFTTT for is that once you've left your geofencing area to automatically lock your doors for you. So instead of getting a notification from your app saying, do you want to arm your system? You can actually have it automatically lock the doors behind you, which is a pretty cool little feature right there. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is setting up automations. Now, I know that we briefly touched on it in the last few topics right here, but I wanted to talk about the automations that you can set up natively in the app. So within certain systems and certain apps, you can set up different scenes or routines to happen within the system. So if you don't want to use your Amazon voice assistant or Google voice assistants, you just don't trust them, you can set up automations through these smart security systems right here. Now, some examples of some cool automations that I've seen with these systems is that if an alarm goes off, whether that be an alarm of somebody breaking into the house or maybe a smoke alarm or CO alarm, you can have your system automatically turn on all the lights in the house. So that way, instead of sitting there in the dark with your system going off, not knowing where the person possibly might be in the house, it's going to light up the whole thing and turn it on. Another automation idea that you can do is that every time that you open up your front door and that front door sensor is broken, to automatically turn on your porch lights. So that way you never have to worry about opening up your front door and it being completely dark outside. Now, another automation that you can do within some of these apps is you can set up a scene. So for example, you can set up a good night scene. So anytime you run that good night scene through the app, or if you have one of your voice assistants integrated into that, it is going to, for example, turn off all the lights in your house. So if I say good night to my system, it can turn off all the lights in my house, lock all the front doors, and maybe arm the system so all of the doors and windows are secure, keeping your family safe. So we have covered a lot of stuff in today's video. Which ones were your favorite and which ones did you not know that you could do? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to know any more about these systems, whether they be individual systems or a group of systems, check out the link below to reviews.org. If you guys want to see more from me, check out my YouTube channel, Steve Does, where I do a lot of cool tech reviews. If this video is helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. As always, I want to thank you for joining me here at reviews.org, and I'll see you guys in the next video.